We started in 2004, but the background work had been started in 2000 already. And why we started was that there was a baby called Baby Lirato who was raped and disemboweled as a result. And she was taken rather to hospital and had to be stitched up. And as a country, we are all up in arms. So we started Copessa then in 2004. Our greatest aim is to just make sure that no children are abused, so which is primary prevention. If we can just make sure that a lot of children grow up as normal children, we have a guarantee that the future is actually going to be a better place. And so we do know, however, that even the most advanced preventive strategies are not foolproof. So we do know that we will fail, and therefore, for us, the important thing is that when we fail, we hear and we provide counseling, we provide culture-sensitive counseling, we provide medical assistance to the abuse victims. But we go beyond just looking at children, because we know that children are part of a system. They're part of families, they're part of the communities, and therefore if we are to prevent this scourge, we need to be working broader than just that individual child. So we work with the community to make sure that they understand, because some of these things, you find that there are cultural practices that are totally outdated. If we are to deal effectively with child abuse, we need to understand the root causes. We can either say we are just going to respond to abuse that has occurred and therefore give counseling, but that has got its place and its rightful place, but it is totally inadequate when you're dealing with a social ill like child abuse. So there are very recognized root causes, things like poverty. For you and me, we wake up every morning, we have a sense of purpose. I've got work to do. For a lot of people who are unemployed, they wake up and there's nothing to do. And these are the people who despair in life and say, so what is the point? Whatever they do, for them, it's okay. And therefore, we tend to do a lot of work within the community, whether it is community gardens because of unemployment and poverty, whether it is to give children a safe place to play, which is like we've built quite a lot of parks. And then when the young people learned that we were doing things for children, for women and for men we had a brick project. They said, what about us? And we said, what about you? What would you like us to do? And they said, we would like to do skating, and there's no place for us. And that to us was quite huge, because we do know that young people are always looking for a high, and they will find it in drugs, and we need to give them legitimate highs, which is things like skating, like BMX and all these adventurous sports. So we've got a park that we have just built. It has got an outdoor gym where the community comes to exercise, and we use that as an excuse to get the community together and teach them about things like child abuse. We don't charge people for our services, because counseling services, medical services for abused children, it's not a once-off. They can be very prohibitive. So we then give them for free. So we have to fundraise, and we rely on everybody, the Good Samaritan. We rely on people like, for instance, we've got young people who work within golf courses. They collect bottles for us. We recycle those. We rely on people who say we'll give you 200 Rand per month, and that goes all the way. We have approached government, and the Department of Social Development is giving us some funding for the 2 social workers we have and some of the volunteers. And largely we rely on the citizens of this country who can find value in the work we're doing. And hopefully we can actually replicate it in other communities, because we believe that the model we have developed and actually trailblazed is a model that could work particularly for a poor country like ours.